Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is April 16th, 2023, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing a Russell 2000 on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendations here. As you all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please get advice from your financial advisor, your significant other, and see if trading is actually something that is suitable for you. Get training. Um, let's just jump right over to the charts. What I want to show here is the Russell is the one that I thought it was going to actually be our big bull leading off. The Russell is actually in a bear market right now based on the technicals. Let's zoom in and let's take a quick look at what I'm talking about. We're going to zoom in first though on the quarterly chart here on the Russell 2000, looking at a future contract chart. That's why you don't get the lines going all the way back because it's just not enough data with the future contracts and all. And I want to look at it because I have showing you that I just have these couple ranges set up. And I got a lower range and I have an upper range. And on the quarterly chart, we've been getting a doji, and we also on the yearly, and these got yearly pivots, just showing you how we are staying below the yearly pivot. And one of my rules is below pivot, stay below pivot, even on the other time frames. You just got to learn how do you use the other time frames and what candlesticks, what time frame on the candlesticks you should be looking at when you're using these time frames to see if this actually working out for you or not. And that's the thing, is it working out for you or not? And for me, it's doing okay. And right now, I see that the Russell is below the pivot. It's in my lower range. So that's what I'm seeing right now. I see that the Russell last quarter made a doji. Right now, it's still working on another doji. It's in a real tight range. And based on what the Russell likes doing, it can end up in the sideways patterns for the rest of the year. So that's one of the things that I'm looking at. And right now with the Russell, it just didn't play out the way I expected it, the way I wanted it to play out, but it's playing out the way it normally plays out. It likes basing. It dropped, and it came back and rallied for a while. It based and it dropped. Now it looks like it's basing again. Is it going to rally or is it going to drop? That's the question here on the Russell. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the monthly picture. And on the monthly picture, we can see, how once the Russell does start rallying, it can rally. But then once it starts basing, it can base. And when it dropped pretty good. It gave a big candle down on this monthly chart, and then it gave us some doji. Then a big candle down, then a doji, then a big candle. Now that it's down here in this range, it's giving us some pretty big candles this time compared to what it did last time on the Russell. But the Russell right now, these last 3 months, it actually been making lower highs, and it did make lower lows the last 2 months. We still just halfway through this month of April right now, and need to see if it's actually going to make a lower lower. We're going to stay right here in this range and not go too much lower than what we're seeing right now. Will it break below 700 and 1700 and actually stay below 1700 and end up making a leg down? If all the stuff that you hear out there, people talking about how recession and how bad things are, World War III and all this other stuff, it's just a bunch of noise. What we see on the chart, we don't see all that kind of volatility actually here in the market here on the Russell. The Russell is in a tight little range and just going sideways. And learn to look at what you see on the chart, happening on the chart, and trade accordingly. Always protect your money, but learn to see what's happening here on the chart if you're actually trading. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the weekly chart. At the weekly chart, you can see, in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, Russell has been in this lower range that I have here, which is a pretty big range. It's just below 1700 based off of these lows back here, and it's just above. It's right at around 1900. So that's a 200 point range. That's a wide range, and that's, like I said, it's much wider than what it was back in 2021. And when when the Russell was going sideways, but and that's why I got it in 3 different parts. And this is kind of like the middle of it. It's going up in here, and this is the middle of the range, this line here. But I can see right now that it's down in this lower range, and as you can see, I got a marker here. Will it get above this level, this 1830? I got it at 1831. Will it get above this level? Because again, if it has to get above this level, and you got all this supply right back here, back in March, where this market sold off at pretty hard because of the whole financial thing, and it's going to have a hard time getting back above that now. Although the stochastic is trying to turn around and give us some support on the bull side, but with on this weekly chart, seeing that this market is not making any new highs, it's still, you have to be cautious. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. And again, the 50 has gotten where it was acting as a resistance, then it had got above it, and we thought it was going to be kind of bullish, and then it came back below here. And the big thing is this cross here that we're having right now. We're getting where the 50 is getting below the 200. Will big money, hedge funds, these financial institutions and all that, and these schools have these big funds and all, will they start thinking about getting out of this thing, but thinking a big bear market is on the way and this Russell is going to actually really drop on us? So that's what you got to be kind of cautious of at this time, because we just had this cross here in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if I saw this last week, but I'm seeing it now. And this is again why be careful trading the Russell any direction. Seeing what's going to happen. Are they going to push this thing back up, or are they going to let this thing drop? And then will it actually break these bottoms down here? All right, let's take a quick look at the daily chart, and let's go ahead and wrap this up. On the daily chart, as you can see, it's been down here for the last couple of weeks, just kind of going sideways and all, basing. Is it going to base and drop, or is it going to base and pop? I got me a line to set to let me know, identify if it's actually popping or not. I have the bottom side of my range down here, which is a long ways away. I can put a alert down here somewhere at this low here, and I would go all the way down to this low here to let me know if this thing is actually really trying to drop. And that's around 1700. I could actually really put it just at 1700. But this thing end up closing below this level, look out below. Then I would start saying look out below. And that's about 100 points from where we're at right now. This market has been having a hard time getting above 1800 and staying above 1800. It's been in this 1700 to 1800 range for at least a couple of weeks here now. So that's what I'm seeing here on the Russell. I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next weekend. Have a good one. Bye.